Welcome to the University of Redlands Pride Week. It is Wednesday, which is the middle of Pride Week, which is great. Made it this far. Okay, so before Andrea Gibson's performance tonight, I'd like to invite one of our own students up to the stage to perform her own spoken word poetry. Rachel Thomas is a Johnston senior here at the U of R, and with an emphasis in the poetics and pedagogy of sexuality. So we'd like to welcome Rachel up to the stage and let her hear it.
Thanks. It's my 22nd birthday today. So I have two poems I'm going to read for you, and then you can get to the main event, which is Andrea Gibson, which I'm sure we're all very excited for, including myself. Thou shalt not swoon. 1. I live alone in a house by the sea. Loneliness wrapped around me like a shroud, and I still can't outrun her. Nightfall, her resurrection between the seagull wing flutter of my sheets. A pale song of memory to the way she turned the pages of my body like a Bible, my salvation in sin, oh hallelujah, her enticing. 2. You already know how this story ends. Cleave, meld of flesh, bone born of man. Holy Father, who kindled me semen-soaked and howling, hallowed be the offering of my cheek that he quickly bruised. My brother Adam, golden shine of firstborn, testament to the humiliation of my hips carved into the shape of a woman. 3. I succumbed to the first boy to tempt me with escape, and I never liked that term. It was an assault on my expectations. No longer real, he was buckshot, chemical confetti. They would make him a snake. His hands fanged my hair, the thick slithering of his child down my throat. 4. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, collision. Cotton-mouthed, I drank in her coffee-colored skin and knew this would be my downfall. Slowly, ever so slowly, I learned the language of the gentle nudging of her parted legs, her offered peach stunned, sumptuous, licking her sticky runneth over, oh praise, oh rapture. 5. The sin of knowledge is that I cannot unlearn joy. I can only survive it. Everything around me is gnarled, dead trees, witched, twisted arms open to the sky like an unheard prayer, an invocation of my blasphemy. Everything gone and still, congealed hope. It only does that after it's dead. 6. I want to go home. The head hung shame hot like a hand across my face. On my knees, this whispered plea. Help me, Father, for I have skinned the seaside dreams from my ribs. Hail you full of grace and mercy. Hallowed be your sanctuary. 7. Prodigal. The way my knock fell heavy on her door and the way she receded from my mangled resurrection to leave only salt. Common. Useless. I should have never looked back. Honestly, I would have preferred to have been Lilith. I just have one more. This swollen lullaby. 1. Loneliness. The crowbarred spaces between our hips. What I yearn for in these small and secret places, a longing I only know how to lodge in someone else's shape. To speak of the body is to be a poet, to misname. To sing the body strapped to an electric chair, croon to the sever, a hum to the blight and shatter of this is my crutch, my crux, their gravity in the palms of my hands, ankle slide, rub slither, nailed down only by conception of purpose, of promise, of crack under the covet of God-forsaken precious. It's been raining in my head for days and I can't stop breaking, aching forwards to touch palms, to fist, to floor. 2. Loose fragments of skin curled around disjointed bones, fractured under the weight of his own insecurity. He bled himself, gathered his softened outsides like an offering. I folded at my first taste of him, and then his spine straightening, cracking, and reforming, and only then did I feel the teeth, the boot to my temple. Dazed and dripping, I reached out an empty ache, a trauma to be unfurled. How exciting, how tragic, to be raped even now by his memory entering me. The humiliation burn in the back of my throat murmurs, do you remember? Years later, his declaration of love, prickling with the phantom pain of heat, the taste of ashes and nicotine, slurring your voice into some semblance of pity. Remember? 3. Roughhoused heat and skin knees, cheeks flushed like the aftermath of a slap. Well, actually, when she slapped me, it was much worse because I asked for it. She felt suffocated, words tightened like a choke chain, tinny in my ears. In the leaden-limbed twist of sheets, the question mark curve of my busted vertebrae whispers to her memory, maybe you don't remember me anymore. The soft click of my nape, but I remember the whole of my being I placed in your heartbeat. Stupidly, I miss you. And the way you touched me, so hungry I arched. The remembering of you is salt slicked down my curves. You forgot me, you forgot yourself, and even now I suffer this undoing. 4. I have no love of purpose, but I have come to love this place. My head buoyed against these skyscrapers, jutted and jigsawed to the sky. A cascade of wound, precious surge, shackle broken and distend. There are those I love whose ghosts linger here, and to those who don't believe in ghosts, scorn even in the softest of their sentences, I will still miss them. And this scrapyard cadaver, earthquake-scarred, possessive plunder, took pieces of myself to warm its sagging ceilings at night. Desert's rains are the most insidious. Crawl naked into bed to wet my cheeks with her grief. I swallow her tears and wake up a flushed child. Tender lungs, too full to breathe, sleepy with a lovelorn drowning, my body desiccated. It's a strange thought. Terrifying. I am not broken. Thank you.
Can we give it up for Rachel one more time, Oscar and Pat? All right. So,